comes to that. He needs to be making at least $500,000.
500K.
Yep.
Now, let me just, okay, so he has to be 6 feet.
Mhm.
He has to make 500K.
At least, yes.
And you're the only woman.
I'm the only woman, yes.
He's faithful.
Yes.
Where you at?
I'm hoping, you know what? I feel like I can find him. That's why I'm on your show, Kendra. I'm hoping that there's someone who is at my level. So
I don't want to give a bad notion to this because I think what happens is, I live in entertainment, and that could be true, right? So living in the entertainment world, I definitely know plenty of men. They're all rich. They all got money. So the 500K isn't hard. It's the faithfulness, and most of them don't even want to be in long-term relationships because they just have the freedom to be, and they're a desirable man in a lot of ways, right? So I ain't God, so I don't play God and say it don't exist. But have you met many men with those three major qualities as a 6 feet, 500K, and you want to get married again?
I would love to. Yes, absolutely.
So and right now, do you know at least 3 men that fit those 3 categories in your real life?
I know. I do, but they don't fit all 3. Some may have 2 or 1 working for them.
All 3 non-negotiable? Cause he
No, I mean, yes, they are. They are. Like, I can bring the height down if he, you know what, the money issue, I would like for him to have like his own business and have about $500,000 because that's where I'm headed.
I'm happy you brought that there. So they're asking me, cousins say, do you make 500K?
I'm on my way. So last year I did about 300K.
Okay.
So I'm on my way. And that was just me working half-time. So this year is looking good.
So can he be on his way like you? Because you're not at 500K.
Right. I would love for him to be working towards that. Absolutely.
So some men that make that amount of money, the difference is they don't always, they want women to be successful, right? But they're not always requiring their wife or their woman to make the same because those type of men most of the times are providers, right? So I think that's what happens with the challenges for women. And I get it because you're a woman, you want someone that makes more than you because you are still following the guideline of the man as a provider. Just what happens is the man that makes 500K, the question is, all that you have, does he desire that, right? Does he want a woman that's an entrepreneur, or does he want a woman that's a stay-at-home mom that's making sure the house is good while he goes out to make the money? You know, he's a hip-hop preacher. He told me this, and I thought it was so enlightening.
Have this idea of what they want in dating, who they want particularly in dating. And these same women have never dated the same guys they say they want. Does that make sense? As a woman, if you have a type, whatever that type is, relevant. The question you need to ask yourself is, how often has that type of yours tried to date you? Not sleep with you. Because a lot of women confuse getting smashed by their type as, oh, I can get my type. No. Your type will most likely F you. Because that means nothing to men. But how often has that type of yours try to court you, try to take you out on dates, try to be seen in public with you, gone out of their way to get to know you beyond the bedroom, beyond the physical? Then you could say, okay, that's my type. Does that make sense? Because I've been seeing a lot of women, coming on dating shows, coming on dating live streams, talking about, I want a man that makes 6 figures. I want a man who's tall. I want a man who's, in shape. I want a man who makes this amount of money, who does this job. And then sometimes the host will ask them, okay, how often have these guys you've described tried to meet you? Oh, I meet them all the time. Not sex, dating. Holding hands in public and going to meet their parents. He knows your parents, like his friends. That deep. That's when you start seeing the stuttering. Well, I know this guy. That's what a lot of women they get wrong. Are you your type's type? Are you your type's type? That's what a lot of women miss wrong, man. I don't know why, but you cannot be out here talking about, I want a guy. I saw a woman one time saying she wants a guy that makes $500,000 a year. She wanted a guy that makes $500,000 a year. And the lady was like, how often have you met these guys? Because there's not a lot of them to begin with. And if you say you meet these guys all the time, you're lying. Because out of 8 billion people, if up to 1% of them, or maybe 2% of 8 billion people actually make that amount of money. And not even talking about because that 2 to 3% maybe includes all men. Now, that includes white men, that includes black men, Asian men, includes women too, by the way. Right? So when you start defining what your type is, that number gets smaller. older men as well. Most of them are older because it takes a lot of time to generate that kind of revenue, that kind of income, right? So are you your type? But a lot of women seem to forget that. They skip it. Like, well, he fucked me 2 weeks ago. I must be his type. Nope.